Namaste. This video documents the yoga PT based routine I'm using to learn how to walk again after a head injury, probably running into a kitchen cabinet, followed by a subsequent viral infection that created neurological damage. If you're learning to walk again, this is not a how to or recommended piece of yoga therapy. It simply documents what I'm doing. I've been doing it about 2 weeks, and I no longer need to walk her around the house. So I believe it's working. In another 2 weeks, I'll probably be rid of the walker entirely. But who knows? If you're facing a similar situation, please work here with your doctors and PT and your knowledge of yoga to figure out your own approach to doing this. Every injury like this is unique and requires a different approach. Please, please, please listen to the people who want to help you. So, here it is. I'm going to begin with the centering Om, focusing on raising the vibrations up through the whole body. Throughout this sequence, the most important part to me is I use my breath to connect all the way from the feet to the legs up to the skull and let the skull rise up while lifting the side of the head which is more affected by this injury, which is my left side because it was a right side brain trauma. I'm beginning. Focusing on establishing the breath. I'll demonstrate the routine the way it began for me with a walker. So first thing I do is cross crawl for 2 minutes, the way babies start learning to walk. Coordinating the action of the legs, the hands, and the hips. Reburning those pathways that have existed for all of my life, almost. Obviously, there was a point where I didn't know how to walk as a child. I'm reestablishing those now. Timings in the videos aren't precise. I'm just trying to document this, not show you a full routine to follow. Then when you're ready, I'll demonstrate with the walker. Come to standing. I like to be sure that this is secure. Then heels together, toes apart with his first bow position and bow leg. Check the feet. Now the big toe, now the little toe, root of the toe. Integrate to the skull. Integrate. Then slowly rise up and down, focusing on balance in both feet. I began with 5 repetitions, moved to 10, now I'm up to 30. I'll just show 5 here in the interest of time. Then realign the feet, reintegrate to the skull, and then I will do 5 knee bends, plies. Again, I began with 5 of these. I'm now up to 30. I don't know how high up I'll go in the future with these. But 108 is the usual number in yoga. Then look at the feet as I mindfully bring them to parallel, or your version of parallel. Mine's a little turned out. Then, now the big toe, now the little toe, root of the toe. Lift up, find integration. Lift the eyes. Lift the back of the skull. And again, 5 slowly up and down, focusing on balance throughout the process. Again, I'm now doing 30. You may want to raise that number. Again, the magic number in yoga is usually 108. Then those are squats, but I'm keeping my eyes ahead, my head over my chest, over my hips. I'm not focusing on how deep I can go in the knees, but I'm keeping balance throughout this process. And then harder for me. Bring one foot to middle line, other foot heel to toe, and balance. Equal balance. Now the big toe, now little toe, little toe. Aligned arch on both feet. At least 20 full breaths. Full yogic breathing, focusing on bringing the prana all the way to the skull. Then front heel comes off the earth. Continue for another 5 to 20 breaths. Then with the security of the walker, you can raise that front foot up. Again, 5 to 20 breaths. Focus on being tall and strong and rising up through the skull. This is about integration of the head to the foot for me. Not about muscling into it, but finding that deep line of internal balance. Second side. Again, focus on integration here. Equality on the four corners of both feet. And gradually do come to the fingertips. Then just have the walker there to grab if you need it. But I find this one particularly challenging, which means I probably really need it. Then again, front heel off the earth, 5 to 20 breaths. Then when you're ready, not before. When I'm ready, not before. Front foot off the earth, 5 to 20 breaths. We're still really depending on the walker for balance here. Release that foot to midline. Step back the back foot. Coming to a lunge. Drop the back knee to the earth. Point the toes. Then rise up into a version of Anjayasa. Integrating from that left arch to skull. Finding balance here I find particularly challenging. 5 to 20 breaths. Then when you're ready, bow down, grab that walker again if you're using it. If I'm using it, step the back foot forward. Find tallness, find integration. Especially open that side body of the foot that was back. And back down to lunge. Low lunge. Walk that foot real far back. Releasing here, point the toes. And I'm up into a version of Anjayasa again. But I'm really using the walker for support here, even after 2 weeks. Five to 20 breaths or more. Come down. Come to lying on the back. Have a strap handy so I can use it later. Then I simulate walking. Lying on my back. Heels in front of the sit bones. Neck long. Pelvis and ribs and hairline. Finding that I find the breath in the feet to skull. Keeping my feet distance apart. When I bring my legs over to the left, the right hip is off the earth as if I'm stepping forward. Left hip down as if it's the back foot walking. So I pull back on this foot isometric. Use that to rise up. Release the knees to the second side. Now my left hip is up as if I'm walking forward with the left foot. So I'm going to push off the opposite foot to come up. And continue. This is a leg I'm pulling the heel back on isometrically to bring things up. Release down. So it's just as if I'm walking. The hip that's up is the one forward, taking a step. Once down to the back foot, I want to use the power in that back foot. to come up and go to side to side. And then use my breath with this. I do 108 repetitions because I need the alignment of the spine that this also produces. This has been keeping my hips and back pain-free despite some severe back injuries as a child. When I'm done with that, take a strap. I find the center of the strap. Just to make it easier, a little lighter. Right foot over left shin, strap across the heel. Strap in both ends. Send the leg to the heavens, elbows on the earth. Send the left leg, push out through the heel, pull it back this way. On an exhale, I bring this forward to start opening the back of the leg. Breathe long, slow breaths. From the foot all the way up to the back of the skull. I like to grab the outside of the foot when I do this. And then again, at least 20 breaths. Keep focusing on establish the line. Reading the foot, the heel perhaps, and the back of the skull. Then, when I'm ready, I take the strap to the opposite. Bring the foot over, so the left foot is over my right fingertips right out. Then lift the foot, close my eyes. Integrate from the outside of the foot up through the twisted spine to my right shoulder, right to the skull. When I get that, add the left side of the ribs. Focusing on creating equal pranic flow from that right foot all the way to the skull. Till I'm satisfied, more breaths the better for me. Then, right foot to the earth, left shin to the right thigh so I can put the strap across my foot without raising my head. Put the strap on the left foot, extend it out. Extend the right foot, push out through the heel, pull it back out to my feet. Exhale. I bring that foot overhead and begin back reading from that left heel to the skull. Again, the integration of the breath to me is the most important part of what I'm doing. I like grabbing the outside of that foot. I notice I'm tighter on this side, which is the affected side with neurological injury. Again, lots of breaths here. The more I do, the better. The more the posture gets to lengthen and open, and especially integrate. So that integration required for walking. Reestablish it, sit up. The foot over to the side. Look to the other side. Integrate the breath. I bring it from the foot, up the leg, up through to the ribs and to the ear. I make sure the longer on this side because it's the affected side with the injury. Then when I've had enough rest, you're satisfied with that. Not you, me. This is a documentary, not an instructional video. I take the feet wide, release them to one side, look to the opposite side, pull the heels back as you drop the thigh sit bones and the thighs together. Lift up the back of the skull and find the integration of the breath from the feet to the head once again. After I'm satisfied there, I'll go to the other side. And that's it. Thank you so very much for watching. Comments or suggestions, please put them below. If you'd like to see more documentation as I move through this journey, please tell me. My love to each and every one of you. Namaste.